Hi everyone, how are you doing? I thought I would stop by today and do a little video about how to develop your tarot practice and how you grow in your practice. And one of the things that came for me is to start journaling your cards and to start writing what the meanings are for you. But the other part of it, it's about using spreads, right? And creating that toolbox that becomes your spread and knowledge. And when we begin with spreads, the easiest one is maybe a one card spread where you can have just the meaning of that card. And I would use those just for the daily practice or maybe the weekly practice. But then you move into a 3 card spread. And 3 card spreads are good when you don't have a lot of time and you want to get some information. There are plenty of variations on 3 card spreads. The easiest one or the most popular is the past, present, and future. But you also have mind, body, spirit, situation, action, outcome. And if you don't like any of those variations, you can create your own. Definitely, you can say, I'm going to take 3 cards and I'm going to set the intention that the first card is going to be, the present situation. And then the other 2 cards, one is going to tell me what is going to happen if I take this action, and the other one is going to tell me what happens if I don't take this action. What is the possible outcome? But again, you would use a 3 card spread when you want to have something that's short and sweet, gives you some ideas, gives you some context, some contact, but you don't have a lot of time, and so that's where you would use it. Then we move to a variation of the 3 card spread. It's a 5 card spread. And here is where you have the past, present, and future. And then you have a card on top of the present that's supporting the present. And you have a card under the present, which is what we don't see, or maybe the foundation or something that's about to happen but's not here yet, or we don't have an awareness of it. And this gives you a little more information, but it doesn't take a lot of time. Because again, you may have times when you are in a run or you have several people that want a reading. You want to give them some information, but you don't want to spread like 10 cards or 13 cards because that could be too time consuming and too much information for the person you're reading for. Then you can also have, moving to a 7 card spread, which would be another variation. By adding 2 more cards that could tell you about the outcome or the further, outcome or the future. And then we go to the normal 10 card, which is the Celtic spread, or 13 cards, which is the Zodiac spread, or you can create a variation of your own. You just have to decide how many cards you want to use, what is the intention for each card, and then just write it down. So when you do the reading, that's the intention you are putting on the cards, and that's how you're going to read them. It's important that you have a couple of spreads when you begin, so you feel comfortable with them. As you grow in your practice, you may want to have a spread for different topics, like one that you use when people ask you questions about work or career, one spread that you use for love and relationships, one spread that you use for health, and one spread that you use for general, and maybe a year spread that you use for birthdays or things like that. I think the more spreads the more that you add to your toolbox, the more you are going to be comfortable with tarot and using your cards. There are plenty of books out there. There's one that's called Tarot Spreads, and that book has plenty of ideas on different spreads, different number of cards. But it is important that when you choose a spread, you know a little bit of like how much time it's going to take you, and that it's going to provide you with the information you need to be able to respond to the question your sitter has or your querent has. So before you pick a spread, just make sure that you get comfortable with them and that you know how to apply the cards to the spread. But those spreads are there to help you interpret, to help you give more meaning, more color, and also to build a story. So this is what I wanted to share with you today. If you have any questions about spreads, don't hesitate in sending them to me. My email is carolina@caroamor.com, or you can go to my website, www.caroamor.com, and send me your questions. There's plenty of question boxes there that you can send it to me. So I hope to see you next time. I hope you find this video interesting. And if you have any questions, just send them to me so I can create more videos for you and be a resource. Thank you for being there. I appreciate you watching.